the way Marvel is going, there was a big chance that I would have never seen Wakanda Forever. I mean, when the last Marvel film you watched was Thor Love and Thunder,
Right.
and the last Marvel show you watched was She-Hulk, Attorney at Law, you're not exactly going to be running to the cinema for more of that type of abuse. But with Chadwick Boseman sadly dying, I was interested in seeing how they would not only handle his passing, but also the transition to a new Black Panther. And are you ready? Light the torches and get the pitchforks. I was really happy I did.
Get him!
Oh, shit.
It's our time.
That can't be good.
This film has a lot of good things going for it. And, sadly, two big problems. And no, they ain't both Ironheart. God, a character I'd never heard of, and I wish I'd kept it that way. Yeah, there will be some spoilers, but you've probably heard them all by now, so, fuck. Firstly, I think it's important to acknowledge that this was not the movie anyone set out to make. They didn't anticipate Chadwick's passing, which means they could have gone in any bad direction. And this being a Disney brand, I was fearing a digitally brought to life cartoon insert of Chadwick. I pictured the film starting with a huge action scene where a masked Black Panther is artificially flipping all over the bloody place, saving the world one last time when a huge explosion takes him out. But surprisingly, we didn't get any of that. Instead, we get a dignified passing off screen where the focus is concentrated on the impact this has on his loved ones, which leads into a beautifully shot, poignant funeral scene, which also feels like a lovely moving tribute to Chadwick. It was also a pleasant surprise when Marvel's logo didn't blast across the screen in its typical ostentatious fashion, heralding just another blockbuster. Instead, there was a moment of silence as images of their lost hero filled the logo. Marvel was making it very clear that Chadwick was their Black Panther, their chosen lead, and this didn't seem like some token gesture of respect. This felt like honest, deep respect for a hero loved and missed. So I have to say, Ryan Coogler and Marvel really got this right.
It's more of a stepping off point.
Now, some characters are just linked to certain actors, usually the characters we knew little, if anything, of before they hit the big screen, where our Superman and Batman characters outshine the person playing them. And I would have no idea how many Hulks we've had, but I know we just had a film with 3 different Spider-Mans, I don't know, not sure how you would say that. And we could literally get a new Batman every week and no one would give a shit. It would actually be quite entertaining to compare them on a weekly basis. And imagine how easy the YouTube content would be to make.
I'm not wearing hockey pads.
Chris Pratt is Star-Lord. Robert Downey Jr. is Iron Man.
I am Iron Man.
And Chadwick Boseman is Black Panther. Plus, the guy only lifted in stature with how he handled his illness and premature passing. So moving forward with anyone replacing him was going to be challenging. Choosing Shuri to become the next Black Panther and giving the story the space it needed by not rushing the change from T'Challa to Shuri was really a wise choice. And Shuri being chosen in this film could just be the stepping stone to our next Black Panther. Plus, you don't need to rewrite Shuri's character from the first movie for this progression to Black Panther to make sense. She was always intelligent, headstrong and willful, and in the Wakanda Forever story, she doesn't even want to be Black Panther, aka T'Challa. She becomes Black Panther out of necessity, out of a loyalty to her brother and mother's legacy, as well as a sense of responsibility to the people. As in real life, the role of the Black Panther was thrust upon her.
Wakanda will fall.
That can't be good.
So basically the story is Namor arrives unexpectedly in Wakanda, while Shuri and the Queen are having a private moment. He needs their help to save his world of Tolakan from the people of Earth, which of course means the Americans. Namor blames Wakanda for exposing the power of vibranium to the world. So he wants Wakanda to capture and bring to him a scientist who invented the vibranium detecting machine so he can prevent any more vibranium detecting machines getting made. He is also thinking about wiping out humanity, but that's a secondary problem. And surprisingly, the scientist is really a college kid who is really, really, really smart. Now, the script for this film is really well written, but the overall story, a few problems. For one, does Namor understand how America works? The US wouldn't have built one vibranium detecting machine. They would have built 1,000. Our inventor girl here would be at least contractually barred from ever talking about her invention. In other words, too late, Namor. The horse is already bolted. Getting your hands on the schoolgirl inventor ain't gonna do shit, my friend. But besides that little problem, I loved everything about Namor and his world of undersea people. Even little creepy young Namor. Him and his blue people looked fantastic. Our introduction to the scary blue weirdo gang starts off like Alien and then turns into M. Night Shyamalan's The Happening, except in this film, and unlike The Happening, it's done well. We see hypnotized people walking off the ship. We sense the trepidation of Namor's warriors armed with hypnotizing singing powers like the siren songs in old tales. Their blue heads bobbing up on the surface of the water were pleasantly creepy. Even their homeworld was shown to be dark and creepy, which is in reality what most of the ocean is like. Because I fucking hate the undersea look we normally get in films like Aquaman, a too pretty world with unusual undersea lighting and flowing hair. No, the undersea world in this film is way more scary, like how most of the ocean is. A quick thanks to today's sponsor, HelloFresh.
Hey you, just checking if we're still on for dinner tonight. See you then.
On for dinner tonight. Yes, we are. Need dinner in a hurry like me? HelloFresh offers great meals that are easy to prep, quick to cook, and delicious. I'm thinking popcorn chicken and cheesy bacon potatoes. That's the one that should get tonight going. Check it out. Each meal comes in its own color-coded brown bag. The recipes are simple to follow, and the ingredients are already pre-portioned, so it's really a no-brainer. Let's cook. How good is this? These ingredients travel from the farm to your home in less than 7 days. So you're getting quality food that's tasty and fresh. Oh, look how good it's looking. Won't matter if she doesn't turn up. If you are like me doing crazy hours and trying to have a social life, you don't always have time to peruse the grocery store. Just let HelloFresh do all the work. Oh, that smells fantastic. Hide the evidence. Oh, there you go. Bon appetit. I cooked it myself. Go to HelloFresh.com and use the code RobotHead70 for 70% off, plus free shipping, or use the link below. Busy tomorrow night?
Depends. What's on the menu?
I'm thinking peppercorn beef fillet and sticky glaze. Sign up to HelloFresh today, get healthier, make your life easier, and get that 70% off. When I watch movies, I want them to be creative, which means I want them to be towards either end of the scale. Serious or absurd? Artistic or schlock? Films that fall in the middle, I have little interest in. Weak, forced drama and unimaginative ideas do fucking nothing for me. So it's either Alien or Starship Troopers, Blade Runner or RoboCop. I want Nirvana singing Where Did You Sleep Last Night, or I want AC/DC singing A Whole Lot of Rosie while a large blart Rosie has sex with a train. So you can give me Thanos, talking raccoons and hot green women, and I'll be with you all day. But if Thanos, talking raccoons and hot green women are the AC/DC of the MCU, then sadly, most of the MCU feels like listening to Nickelback, which surprisingly some people like to do. But you know, those people have no taste. So when a bunch of very cool looking blue people, looking like scary Hindu gods, get delivered by a whale, I literally LOL'd with happiness at this crazy idea. I fucking loved it. Same when Namor floats down to his shark-toothed throne. It was so rock and roll, I thought Rosie might actually pop up behind him. And while we're on Namor, I've heard a very weird complaint that the blue dudes and Namor were not ripped enough like Aquaman. Yes, some guys have been complaining there's not enough muscle and abs on display. Now, I don't want to kink shame anyone in their homoerotic dreams, but you have obviously never been refused entry in an Australian nightclub at 3 a.m, where you politely thank the bouncer for his advice and walk away quietly. Because you see, we have a lot of Polynesian dudes in Australia, Maoris and Fijians, who are some of the nicest people you will ever meet. Not a six-pack between them, but strong as fuck. I'm talking scary strong. And what makes them more intimidating, they never lose their cool.
Hey, take it easy, man.
I'm telling you, there's nothing more adrenaline pumping than watching some stupid drunk guy mouthing off to a calm Maori bouncer, knowing that at any second, the drunk guy's head is about to leave his body. The ripped gym body is more of a Western, even dare I say, US representation of strength. You know, fake. So no weirdos in the comments. I know everything's fake in the movie, relax. And as I lived in a lovely place called St Kilda during the crazy years, I got to know many Polynesian descendant bouncers. So I found Namor and his gang looked very intimidating.
But my enemies call me Namor.
It sort of reminds me of when the USA rugby team laughed at the New Zealand All Blacks doing the haka. Then they had to play the All Blacks.
Nada is there, 100 up for the All Blacks. Astounding win, 104 to 14.
We also get a nice mid-credits scene that could be pointing to where the series is heading, which may also help with one of the two big problems I have with this film. Let's get the less important problem out of the way. Ironheart. Not only was her introduction to the MCU universe and her character through the film completely unnecessary, it took away from the rest of the film, a film that would have benefited from losing a few minutes. Why do they insist on bringing in these perfect characters that are just as smart and skilled as the characters they've built up to be smart and skilled? She's already Shuri and Iron Man rolled into one. Where does she go from here? All that work to make the transition of Shuri into Black Panther believable, and then they just undermine the whole thing by adding a character that's just given everything and sums up all the problems in modern Hollywood.
I like it.
But seeing as I plan on never crossing paths with Ironheart again, let's get back to the first problem. The problem of what they do next with Black Panther. Because even though I really enjoyed this film, and surprisingly I thought Letitia Wright did a really good job, I would have very little interest in watching a whole movie with her as Black Panther. And I have a feeling that with the mid-credit introduction of T'Challa's son, the creators just might feel the same way. Having Shuri being a stepping stone to T'Challa's son becoming Black Panther may just be their respectful and creative way of recasting the part of Black Panther.
That can't be good.
With everything Hollywood's been doing lately, am I right or am I delusional?
Have I not given everything?
A superhero film that was really about the love and legacy of family, that featured great performances, a sublime soundtrack, and beautiful cinematography. I'm guessing all the parts that some people found boring were most likely the parts I enjoyed the most. The parts that felt like a real movie. Oops. Wow, after that review, I can't wait to get my free movie tickets, access to the stars, and a personal reach around from Bob Chapek. Shill life, here I come!